From the streets of LA to the boardroom and beyond, more than a speaker, more than a CEO, Eric Bailey is a movement, and the NLR Group is his platform for change. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. Raw, real, unscripted. The Eric Bailey Show, brought to you by NLR, starts now.
Well, hello and welcome to the Eric Bailey Show. This is season 1, episode 3. I am so happy to have all of you viewing, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. Most appreciate you taking the time, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it on a recorded version sometime tomorrow or the next day. My name is Eric Bailey, and I am your host of the show. And as always, before I get started, I want to give a big, massive shout out and thank you to the sponsor of my show, NLR, Water Fire Mold Restoration Company. And I will say, biased or not biased, being the CEO of the company, I feel that we are the most professional, most innovative, and purpose-driven restoration company in Queensland. So if you're in the Brisbane region, up from Townsville all the way down to northern New South Wales, you've got a problem with water, fire, mold, just hit us up. Quite happy for you. Jump on our website, www.nlr.com.au. We have a downloadable book and lots of information that you can find about our company. But as you know, I am very passionate about motivation. I'm passionate about activation. I'm passionate about changing lives. And as we go from week to week, I'm starting to get more questions in the private chat, in the messages. People are asking questions about the content. So please keep that coming. People hitting up our website, ericbaileyglobal.com. But more importantly, I'm actually feeling better and better about what I am saying and what I'm delivering, because I too can take from our conversations and better myself as a CEO, as a leader, as a speaker. And I do hope that you who are listening to the broadcast, you are taking things from the broadcast that also is helping you. So anyway, I hope you've had a fantastic weekend and a great week. So let's just get right stuck into our topic. And our topic this week is all about bench warmers. Bench warmers. A lot of times, particularly in sports, the starting 5 or the starting 11 or the players who are on the field the most seem to have the most confidence. They get the most endorsements. They get the most playing time. They're more recognizable. And then you have that segment of the team who maybe sit and wait for their turn. I'm talking to you. I'm not necessarily talking to the stars, the big names within your organization, the people who have their own offices or their own desks or whatever. I'm talking to those people who are maybe sitting there waiting for their turn to shine, waiting for their opportunity to step up, waiting for them to have a great idea and march and knock on the door and say, hey, how about we do this? I'm talking to you. And the reason why I'm talking to you, because in our season, and I continually say this because I'm over 60, in our season, we are starting to see and probably feel as if we don't have the same energy, maybe the same opportunities. Maybe we don't have the same, enthusiasm to continue to go on and make a difference. When you're sitting on the bench or when you're in a team, the one thing that you always want to do is you want to be prepared for the moment when the coach, the client, the people in your organization come to you with a what would you do scenario. If you are sitting on the bench and you have just checked out, you're warming the bench. There's no activity, mental or physical activity about you that inspires the coach to even look at you and say, right, you're in the game. Classic example, 1992, 93. I was in my last stages of professional basketball. By that stage, I had 8 knee operations. Body had broken down, 32, 33 years of age. My entire life, I had been a starter. I was the one who was recognized on the team. I was the one that scored a lot of the points. I was the one that if the game was lost, it was my fault. If we won, it was my fault. So for a long time, I had been the star. I didn't need to have a whole lot of extra motivation. But at this time in my career, and some of you maybe can relate to this, is you're starting to feel like the body is worn down and you just, you're just there because you've just been there for a long time. And I was feeling that in my last year. And I remember going into the season thinking to myself, do I have the energy to continue to do this? I know I'm not going to play 30 minutes a game. I'm not going to play 15 minutes a game. So why am I here? Halfway through the year, our season we were like a 50-50 ball club. If we could win maybe the last 8 of our last 12 games, we could get to the playoffs. We got to the 3 games left in the season. If we win all 3, we get to the playoffs. And I can remember at halftime going into the locker room saying, wow, this game is so close. I'm probably not going to get in the game. So I had sort of checked out. One of my teammates, Mike Mitchell, who was at the time probably the best or one of the best players in the league, he actually came over to me and he says, E, you're a shooter. They've been playing a zone. You're going to get your shot. Be ready. And I remember saying to him, come on, man, I didn't play the last game. I didn't play the game before that. I'm not going to play. And he looked at me and he said, all of your life, you've given 100%. All of your life, you've been the first one to practice, last one to leave. All of your life, you've been encouraging others. Now, I am telling you right now, be ready. This is what I'm telling you. Whether you're the receptionist, whether you're the custodian, the janitor, the office manager, whatever your role is within your organization, even if no one recognizes you tomorrow except to say, oh, hello, and how's your job? If no one really understands how valuable you are to the organization, I am telling you right now, each day you mean something. As long as you're in the team, as long as you have your organization across your jersey, as long as you get up every day and go in there to do something for your team, do not warm the bench. Do not just sit there and just go through the motions. Halftime, we walk up, I sit on the bench, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, just be ready, be ready. Mike Mitchell gets his 3rd foul. Mike Mitchell gets his 4th foul. And I'm thinking, oh, no, if he gets one more foul, he's out the game. And just in the 4th quarter, he got into a tussle with another player. He got ejected. And the coach walked down to the end of the bench and he looks at me, staring at me. He said, Eric. I said, yes, coach. He said, are you ready? I said, yes, I'm ready. He says, go get Mike. And when I stepped onto the court, I looked up at the clock and said, wow, we're losing. But this is your chance. And the reason why I was ready was because of the muscle memory, because of the amount of time that I had put in being a professional athlete, the amount of time that I kept telling myself, do your best, be your best. Jumped on the court. The last 8 minutes of the game, scored 12 points, hitting threes, got a steal, got a dunk, great assists. We won the game by 1 point. Walked off the court. Crowd was going crazy. My team was slapping high fives. Walked into the locker room. My coach walked over to him and he said, don't know how you did it. Fantastic. He said, thank you for being ready. Thank you for being ready. We needed to win the last 2 games to make it to the finals, but we didn't. But that's okay. I retired after that year, but I retired after that year knowing that in my last opportunity to play in the game, I didn't warm the bench. I made a contribution. I want to challenge all of you right here, right now, to think about the times when you sort of sat in the background and didn't give your all. All the times that you had ideas, you had excitement, enthusiasm that you could have brought to the table, but you chose not to because maybe you just didn't think anybody would listen. I want you to think about the times when there's been other people around you who are just on the come up, who could benefit from just seeing you even at your stage of the game right now, still being engaged, still stepping up, still being aggressive with your goals and your dreams. But then I also wanted you to think about, what about them looking at you and seeing you content with just warming the bench, not warming up, not giving those high fives, not showing encouragement. I was talking to a client today about having great culture. What does really great culture in an organization look like? It's when the top and the middle go hand in hand to show those who are coming within the organization that this is how we play the game. No matter what the score of the game is, no matter where you are in the pecking order, no matter where your office is, no matter how many years of seniority you might have, as long as you are part of the organization, you are not going to be comfortable and just go through the motions. Bench warmers, they wait to be told what to do. I never want to be in a situation where I'm waiting for someone to tell me what to do. I want to make things happen. Because when you make things happen, you generate energy. You generate activity amongst your team. Here we are in 2025. We're almost in August, halfway through the year and the first part of the financial year. What are 3 things that you can do each and every day to go from being content, sitting in that seat and just being warm, to actually sitting in that seat and getting up and down, making sure that you're ready when it's time, when your name is called, your number is called, you can jump into the game and you can dominate. Remember, we don't want you to just survive. We want you to thrive in 2025. And how are you going to do that? Be the first one to work and the last one to leave. Take ownership in everything that you're doing. Train, study, motivate yourselves when no one is watching. I'm here tonight because I'm in a situation at NLR as the CEO. Didn't know much about the industry, but I knew how to win. I knew how to grow a team. I knew how to grow an organization. And the only way I could do that was I had to throw myself into it. There were times when I would sit back and say, wow, this is difficult. I've never done this before. I've never heard that terminology before. But when you're sitting back and making excuses why you can't learn, then you won't grow. So tonight, when we talk about being a bench warmer, sometimes you can feel like you're overlooked. Sometimes you can be underestimated. But the best thing and the most important thing that you need to do is to be able to be ready and to rise when your number and your name is called. And do not be afraid to fail. Because if you fail, you want to fail forward. You want to fail doing what your heart and your soul wants you to do. If you're going to fail, you don't want to fail just sitting around. Fail being the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. Have a fantastic week. And just remember, your future starts in the present.
You've just been in the room with Eric Bailey, global motivator, changemaker, and CEO of the NLR Group. Remember, it's not about where you're started. It's about where you're willing to go. Unscripted, unfiltered, unstoppable.